So we're live over there. We're live on all accounts. Okay, getting there, folks. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo buddhaya, namo dhammaya, namo sanghaya. So hello to all of you across the world. Okay, we are now live on all social media platform. I think Facebook Orange account looks kind of funny because it's not. So Instagram are back there, and some of you guys are in front of me. I'm right now in California at a monastery. Just wanted to make a couple of announcements as things will be moving quite fairly fast in the next couple of days being here. I'd like to first and foremost thank Assistant Josh and Assistant Stephen, who was scrambling last minute to help me wrap up local cases in Florida so that I could be here at a very high rate of speed. Of course, everything is high rate of speed with GDAO. Let me fix this real quick. One of the webcam is a little unique because it zooms in so close, so it makes things challenging while recording. Not all cameras are created equal. Okay, thank you, Taylor, for letting me know. And so, my dad's in Vietnam, and at the time of this talk, he's in Vietnam right now. My mom was discharged while I was on the plane on my way to Cali. And so everyone was Stephen had to take care of the birds for my dad and the office while Josh took care of Bailey, so that, Bailey Bailey's my dog. Every 4 hours she needs to go and play and take care of herself, attend to nature's call. So it's been a lot of fun doing this, and I don't mind this up and out kind of thing. I was activated by a layperson, a mother who was concerned for her child and now children. And so based upon my assessment and evaluation, I said, okay, seems like I need to go there and start conducting my interviews with all of the affected parties and carry out the Buddhist psychotherapy sessions. It's been a lot of fun, actually. And what does that mean? That means that, I spent a lot of time. Sorry, I gotta put this charger in there. Anh Long để chút nữa gọi lại nhé. Yeah. Plug this charger in real quick. In front of me are lay people. I'm separated by a glass door, which you all can hear some background noise. They're eating out there in the activity room, the meditation hall. So it's quite festive. It was festive this morning. I arrived here at 1 in the morning and slept all the way till like almost 9:40, with lunch being at 10:30, I believe. And all I hear was commotion, 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 commotion. Somewhat I miss this environment, somewhat I don't, because I've been a monk for 10 years, so I enjoy my peace and planning. But at the time, being engaging with the public and every day is pretty awesome from time to time. Today's title of the talk is Post Lion's Roar, and some announcements. This Sunday coming up, today is Friday. Sure is. 2 more days will be Sunday in TikTok. plans to shut down TikTok. The Biden administration, so I heard, will not be banning TikTok and will leave it up for President Trump. There are videos, news clips of the CEO of TikTok saying that we're not going anywhere, we're going to stick around. So, a lot of mixed messages about what's going on. TikTok is important to me and to all of us when used the right way. Spreads the teachings of the Buddha. It is a platform that, as you all can see, reach millions and millions of people. So let's talk a little bit about the timeline leading up to the Lion's Roar and what the Lion's Roar under this school means. So I just wanted to be a nice, quiet monk growing up. And in 2018, I started experimenting with TikTok. I didn't know what it was. COVID time, and the news covered this article saying that a nurse was using TikTok to reach millions or thousands of young people to wear a mask and be careful and take precautions. So I decided to install TikTok and just try it out. And within, I believe, less than 2 years, I garnered 1.3 million people. And so it's still unbelievable to me, or it was unbelievable until I started traveling to Laos last year, 2024, April 2024, where monks, there were monks that recognized me in a night market in Laos, where there are thousands of other monks. It's funny, and also a woman who was involved in a head-on car crash sat there and then looked at me, had a concussion, and then looked at me and says, "I follow you." She didn't say, "I think it's you." She says, "I follow you." Very direct, adamant statements. So TikTok works, obviously, and it has helped thousands and thousands of people achieve peace, learning to let go, and all the philosophy that I have been teaching over the past 7 years, right? Since 2018, 6, 7 years of TikTok exposure, using that media. And so it brings great joy that technology, when used the right way, can save lives. And, thus leading here to California and other places that I have traveled, attending to the request of people needing Buddhist psychotherapy. Of course, I think this is the year where everyone has finally warmed up to me, because the latest followers have said, "Well, I have followed you for years." So I guess they just needed a couple of years to kind of know who Chi Dao was and how he do things. Particularly this lay follower says, I tune in on your live videos, and sometimes it's not very structured, and you're just giving it to them. So for those, who are new, who, just don't know how I do things, Buddhist psychotherapy is that. Sometimes it's messy. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not always like traditional therapy that people are exposed to, Sometimes I do got to give it to them straight. So I'm getting messages in from my students. I was ordained, I don't know, 28 years old, and amassed millions of followers before the age of 34. I believe on 34. Yeah, 34. 34 was technically the social media Lion's Roar. And then years later, now this is a very different type of Lion's Roar. This is the totality of the Lion's Roar, which means that I have gotten humans figured out. I have figured out their suffering. I have figured out the causes of their suffering. I have figured out how to stop their suffering and the path leading to that. It is no different than the Four Noble Truth and the application, direct application, clinical application of the Four Noble Truth to our humans out there. It works. The Four Noble Truth works. So it is to ensure the public that out of all the thousands and millions of monks around the world, This monk, Jidao, has figured it out. It's no different than a doctor in search of a cure for cancer declares, I found the cure. Right now, so thus I have seen that they're able to program to kill cancer cells. And so we're getting closer to a cure, I believe. However, in Buddhism, under this program, under the way that I administer the Four Noble Truths and cognitive behavioral education, it is safe to say that Alliance Roar is warranted at this time. Given the fact that TikTok will shut down and not uncertainty about the digital landscape that will bring forth whatever it brings forth, whatever platform that comes next. It is my intention to, well, I already have a Patreon. I just need to adjust. Just give me 1 second here. I'm getting information coming in. While waiting for him, I like to spend time with you in the car so that I can gather more information. And when you're ready, just let me know so I can end the live stream and attend to you guys. So I already have a Patreon. I need to make some adjustment. I'm moving my content over to Patreon. And also, I have decided to launch OnlyFans, which I already signaled this like 3 years ago that I was going to launch OnlyFans. And if there was any objection, there was no objections. I'm sorry, there was one objection from my Blissful Beginnings group. One person frowned upon that. So out of millions of you guys and thousands of you guys, only one objection. After close, careful consideration. Why OnlyFans? Well, number one, um, it's not what people think it is. And number two, I'm going to be that extra tab, that extra subscription that is on there for those who are struggling in that arena of adult entertainment. Buddhism technically is making its way to the back door and will sit at the table, the same table as adult entertainment for those who are struggling, and the application of Asubha Bhavana meditation, meditation on the 32 parts of the body. So, in essence, I am saturating the digital landscape. My exposure will be everywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. It is necessary, it is true, and it is just because of the ever raging flame of greed, anger, and ignorance in the world that we have seen that is proliferating at such an unprecedented rate. At the time of this talk, there is that fire in SoCal that has decimated thousands and thousands and thousands of homes, killed dozens and dozens of people. But there is always been this fire in society that has been decimating our humans, and that is greed, anger, and ignorance, like the Buddha said, the three poison in Buddhism. So I have decided after 10 years, now that I have figured it out, figured everybody else out, figured it out, that I'm going to fully attack greed, anger, and ignorance by and through these means of application, installation, and operation of the social media platform, which includes Patreon, Lemon, OnlyFans, and whatever, Twitter, and whatever I can get my hands into. There are senior teachers who have been monitoring. There are senior in the hierarchies of Buddhism that have been watching. And once again, after 10 years of flawless service to humanity, following the Vinaya in every way, shape possible, that there was no objections onto the programs that I have launched. So therefore, I feel that it is true, right, and just, and falls under right speech to do that. Um, what I hope to achieve here in California is to bring these families to peace. And it is always a great challenge of the mess that people get themselves into and how I sort that mess out, interpret it, and apply the Four Noble Truths so that they make sense of their suffering and their loved ones and bring everyone to peace. The lion's roar comes from empirical evidence of previous success cases, where of which I was able to fix a family within 24 hours, and then another one within days, 4 days. And then there was one that was a week. And there are other families who have flown down from Colorado and Ohio that I was able to address and fix within a week. And there was no reoffending to the point where they had to call me and says, things are not working out. I believe that only happened once. But the success rate and the effectiveness is quite impressive. So am I saying I'm impressive? No, far from being impressive. But the Four Noble Truth is impressive, and how, when skillfully administered, can bring peace to people. Psychology is impressive because we're understanding the mind as fast as we can, as effectively as we can, and helping our fellow humans understand that. The study of history, anthropology, psychology, psychiatry, Buddhism all interplays into the lion's roar. That's why, since the beginning, I have said we need to use the best available science we know in order to bring our fellow humans to peace. So my lay people is waiting for me right now, according to text messages here. I just want everyone to reflect what Buddhism can do for you. Long ago, I wanted to go into law enforcement. Some of the lay people here are in law enforcement and studying law enforcement, and I find myself becoming a family history detective, and the practice of dependent origination into the family history of people. And it's great because I'm reconstructing the past, whatever happened in the past, who did what to who cheated on who killed who owes who money, who ran away, who's using drugs, and the complicated interplay of that, and how using all of that information to organize and interpret in such a way that people can understand the causes and conditions and the law of cause and effect, and how to proceed on forward. So again, for all of those who are watching, I encourage you all from TikTok to merge over to my YouTube, Ajahn Chidao on YouTube and Instagram, and just saturate your feed, your subscription into Buddhism in order to achieve peace. I will expand more on this when I come back here at the monastery, but for now, I'm going to wrap it up so I can spend quality time with my lay followers. They only have a couple of days off, or rarely do they get these days off. So while I'm here, I need to serve the people. That is first and foremost, like it always has been. Thank you so much for joining. May you all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. Until the very next time. Take care.